Oh wow. How long has it been? Well, anyway, I want to cover a bit of an issue that I've been holding off for a long time. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people mention how it's difficult to be a certain type of person. Like, it's difficult to be a Yuri fan. It's even difficult to be a Yaoi fan. In fact, if you're like a part of a fan base that's known to be like psychotic or something. No, I'm not talking about Twilight. I refuse to go into Twilight. Then it's difficult being one of the only sane people who's part of that fan base, because then you're depicted as like everyone else. But you want to know what the hardest type of person to be is? The voice of reason. It's really hard being the voice of reason. In other words, it's difficult knowing what you're talking about most of the time. It's difficult actually having intelligence. Also because, like, basically, I'm going to say this. If you try to spread logic upon society, be prepared. People who know what they're talking about most of the time have to deal with some of the world's biggest idiots, constantly contradicting them with logic that doesn't even make sense. You know? Now, remember how I said, right most of the time? Because, yeah. Even I must admit, like, Kohan 3000 has depicted me as one of YouTube's voices of reasons, as she mentioned on DeviantArt. But even I must admit there are times when I am wrong. Usually when I am wrong in a video, and it's brought to my attention or I even figure it out on my own, I remove the video. Just because I just don't want to have people hear any more BS. Okay, I don't think I'm making sense anymore. Well, anyway. But see, at least I know what I'm talking about a lot of the time, you know? Heck, when there's something I don't fully understand, I research it. That's how I know what I'm talking about. I do research. But anyway, it sucks being the voice of reason, as you deal with some of the biggest psychopaths in the world. You deal with people who have such inflated egos, they think they're always right. Like, when you're a voice of reason, the people who flame you are most likely to be people who can't admit when they're wrong. See, voices of reason can sometimes admit when they are incorrect about something. Like, Big L2K6, he has taken, over the past, he took back a few things that he said that were incorrect. And that shows maturity. That shows a lot of maturity. To at least own up to your mistakes. Thing is, most of the people who hate on the voices of reason in the world, they can never admit their mistakes. They're like some of the most immature people in the world. Anyway, long story short, it is difficult being the voice of reason. It is hard knowing what you're talking about a majority of the time. Because people who speak up and try to state the truth often deal with stupidity from others. And that's just one of the things that makes me weep for humanity. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening.